Okay. So in one of the videos, we're talking about how Tracie was doing a channeling session, and she was saying that people were going to leave. I believe it was in waves or and so on, like throughout certain time frames. People are going to be leaving at certain time frames in certain waves.
Mm-hmm.
So a subscriber sent me would commented saying, "Oh my God, Tracie was right all along, all this time." And this was posted in October 2019, and I'll have a link below for that. But the description of the YouTube video is channeling about walk-ins and backdrop people, and also at the end is some Dolores Cannon info. And I was looking for the video, and I couldn't remember where this conversation was, and I was going through my notes and everything. So it's a good thing that subscribers sent a comment and found it. And I'm like, okay, well, this saved me a bunch of time to find this video, because I thought it was in September-ish, you know, before the holidays.
Yeah.
This was October 20th, so I'm thinking that's Halloween, you know, that's October. So I'm thinking this was in September and so on. But if you want to check out that link, it'll be down below in the description, and for that YouTube video where Tracie was talking about people leaving. So
I'm gonna have to go re-listen to it too, because I don't remember.
yeah, me too. So
Yeah.
I have to listen to it again as well. But I thought I'll throw that out there and get that out the way. But it's also even in Dolores Cannon's book, that in her books, Convoluted Universe, they even talked about how, like, you know, some of the groups to be leaving is the backdrop people and the walk-ins and so on. Like, they kind of, you know, are here for a certain time frame, solve their contracts, fulfill their contract, and then they're done. You know,
Yeah.
and some of her, and it even goes into the book how, like, some of them are kind of upset. They're like, well, I don't want to leave. Well, you know, that's your choice. If you want to stay, you want to stay, you know, that kind of thing. So it kind of goes hand in hand
Mm-hmm.
with what the video was saying, what the books were having. So it was interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. And thank you to the listener that did that for us. Made our lives easier and found that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Another person that makes our life easier and always stamps our videos is Chris. So thank you, Chris.
Australian Chris.
Yes, we love you.
Chris, over the weekend we had shrimp, and they weren't shrimp. These were prawns. These were these shrimp.
Were you taking them like that?
Huge.
Wow.
So we had a crawfish boil and a shrimp boil, and we opened up the box because we told the guy we wanted some shrimp to boil in. He goes, all right, I'll get you some. $149 later, we open up the box, and they're massive jumbo shrimp.
Wow.
And we were looking at these shrimp like, I don't even think you can cook these, you know, in a crawfish boil. And, you know, the three of us were like, we already got it. It's already here. Let's try it out and see what happens. So we cooked half of them. I'd say about like a third. We cooked a third just to test it out, see how it goes. And they came out great. And we're like, cook the rest.
Cook them up.
So one of the girls was like, oh my God, that's not shrimp. That's like prawns, you know? So
no kidding. That
like
sounds
from Australia. Delicious. So I thought of Chris. I'm gonna have to let Chris know
there's
about
your
that
story. Your prawns.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Yeah. I'm a slacker today. I forgot my coffee mug in the kitchen, so I'm not gonna go get it.
All right, I'm gonna have to switch cups on.
Yeah.
And we're both wearing black. What a coincidence.
Yes, we seem to be coordinating our clothing unknowingly lately.
Mm-hmm.
So just goes to show you how thin that veil's getting.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty good with it.
Any reason why you weren't black by any chance? Every now and then you wear black.
I wear black quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my first time wearing a black shirt with no collar. So
yeah.
I was lately I've been outside working on a project. So it's a crystal bed meditation for like where you put crystals on top of it and so on. So that's the project I've been working on. And
so you're going to put pictures of the stages of the project?
Yep, yep.
I saw pictures of this. It's really cool. So kind of tell them how that works.
All right. So the reason why I created this, so this deals with all, I guess you could say how I got into all this was the rabbit hole of Atlantis,
Yeah.
getting all this information. I'm like, well, how does all this work? And I've been like piecing it all together. One book would say this, another book would say this, a hypnosis video would say that, this hypnosis video would say that, Tracie would say this, so I'm
Sarah will say,
or Daniel,
yeah, exactly.
Sarah as well will say this. And so after a while, kind of like putting all these pieces together, and I'm like, okay, so pretty much I'm going to have a picture of it right there. And it's going to have, it's the table. You don't lay on top of the table, you lay underneath the table. So pretty much it's 3 or 4 main things that you need. So they always talk about, during Atlantis times, it was sunlight. So you need the sunlight or moonlight or both. And the crystal's on top of you. And then the sun goes through the crystal and hits you. So that light hits you and activates your DNA, your cells, and so on.
Wow.
And then on top of that, it's the mind. And I mentioned gold. So I might have to use copper instead of gold. So
I don't know. I think
unless someone wants to donate some gold,
little second mortgage going on, get a little gold in there.
So there you go. Sprinkle some gold dust.
No kidding.
So and like the gold helps bring in the energy, helps bring in the light into the crystals, and then activate the crystals. So maybe some copper will work, or some silver or something like that. But
wow,
that's what I've been working on. And
that's going to be so cool. And
find it out, see what happens, And then the other thing would be the mind. So just you laying there is not enough. You kind of have to have the mindset of telling it what you want done, kind of thing.
That's interesting. So. All right. Can't wait for the phase 2 of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, the picture that you're looking at is just without the crystals. And then later on, I'm going to get the crystals and just lay them out and have them on the bed. So.
Yeah. So the crystals go in the little boxes with the glass under it, and the sun comes through the crystals to you. That's going to be so amazing.
Yep. Yep. So
we're going to get everybody wanting crystal beds and pyramids. And could you imagine putting that crystal bed inside the pyramid and then laying under that?
You're gone.
That's right. You get advantage. That's awesome. Very cool. And do we want to talk about the e-study?
Yes. Go for it. Tell us about this Lionsgate e-study thing.
Lionsgate e-study. So August 7th, 8th, and 9th, as long as all of the restrictions have been lifted, we are going to go to the e-study ranch, the James Gilliland e-study ranch in Washington. So if that's something that you are interested in joining us with, it is going to be August 7th, 8th, 9th. You can camp. We'll give you details with a website as it gets a little closer. Nothing's opened right now, so you can't book anything, but it is eceti.org. And let me spell that just in case you do want that. That is eceti.org. And when they open that up, then you can schedule camping and see where that's at and get the location. So, but yeah, so that's the game plan. August 7th, 8th, 9th, 8/8, 20, August 8th is the Lionsgate portal. So, so we'll just be gathering there, doing the Sky Watch, which is, watching all the UFOs flying in and out of Mount Adams and around, doing that stuff, which we did last year and had a lot of fun.
And we're waiting for them to open up the website so people can do the bookings.
Yes.
For what they want.
Yeah, and I think he said he's waiting to open the website for an official lifting of the restrictions before they let people book. So we're all just kind of in limbo, still waiting. But that's our intention. And so hopefully the rest of the world gets on board with lifting those restrictions and letting us go out and play.
Perfect. And if you subscribe to the newsletter at Quantum Research Enlightenment, and I will send out an email blast about the ESETI trip.
Yay. Yay. So around here, I think they're talking like July 5th. Crossing fingers, you know, nothing's ever official till it's official, but that would mean we are good to go for August. So
is that when you're supposed to open up?
they're doing it in phases, phase 1, phase 2. If phase 1, if the coronavirus doesn't increase, then they'll go into phase 2 of just letting more. I think phase 1, you can't, I don't really follow this stuff, so forgive me if I'm wrong, and please always double check and don't go off of what I said, but I think they're allowing gatherings of up to 10 people, and with the social distancing and with the precautions of the masks and gloves and whatever, and hand sanitizers, all that good stuff. So they're starting to open more businesses starting the 15th, which yeah, that's coming up. So
perfect.
And then they're gonna do that, I believe, for a week, 2 weeks, something like that, and then they're gonna go to phase 2. So we'll see. You have any word on what they're doing out there?
For us, May 15th is when they're going to start relieving some of the restrictions. And then after that, it's going to be the end of May. And then by June, June 1st, we should be up and running.
Yay.
Unless something happens. Now, that's the parish that I live in. Orleans Parish. Who knows? Who knows what they
with good reason, if there's a lot of people like to go there and gather, so maybe they're be a little stricter there. So
different mayor, so that's something she has to determine of what she wants.
I wouldn't want to be in her shoes, but
it's a tough call, but
and it's a big responsibility.
You know, for us, the cases are going down, the numbers are going down, from what I understand.
Yeah, same here, I believe. So that's good news. Good news. Everybody's getting healthy.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
You're getting all that walking in and walking the neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh gosh, there's so many people out now. It's kind of cool. The only not cool part about it is, you know, everybody went out and got a dog so they could walk a dog, right? And then they walk by my fence line and my dogs are all trying to meet and greet them through the fence, and that gets a little noisy. So I've been having to retrain my dogs that they can't do that. They can't bark at the fence and walk the fence line with these people barking. So that's been my new challenge, but it's going pretty well. So
interesting. So these people are buying dogs just to walk them?
Oh, just in the party pants. But yeah.
They're adopting dogs.
Adopting dogs. Well, you know, a lot of people did, because the shelters
are empty.
People went and adopted a lot of people went and adopted dogs because
that's good.
Because they were going to be home. They could take care of them. They could train them. They could, you know, socialize them, do whatever they needed to do that they weren't able to do before, I guess. So yeah, so a lot of doggies got new homes, and so that's good. Yeah. Give companionship to people that were home alone, maybe. So yeah.
Interesting.
All right, should we go get the crew and see what they have to
go
say?
gather them up.
All right, we're gonna go gather them up, everybody, see what these guys have to say. I've got Buddy sitting next to me chewing on his nails, so if you hear all that, if you hear noise, it's because he's over here chewing on his nails. But
okay,
that's better than chasing people at the fence. So all right, I'm gonna go get these guys.
As long as he's taken care of.
He seems to be happy. Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing castles. That's fun.
Oh, like the song Castles in the Sky?
Oh, maybe that's what we're looking at, is castles in the sky.
That'd be funny.
Well, you know, sometimes these things come out later in the show as to why we're looking at these things. So I'd be curious to know what the castle is. All right.
What does the castle look like?
It looks like a castle. It's got
like a Disney World castle, or like a medieval castle?
Medieval castle. See, I wouldn't have even thought to differentiate them. So that was good, Jason. All right.
Castle from France. Spain.
Maybe Scotland or
Scotland.
I don't know. I need to get out and travel more so I know how to answer that question.
Any flags on this castle?
No, it's just it's gray. Looks like it's got the big, like built with big cinder blocky blocks, and it's got the little, you know, the little cutouts at the top and little windows, rounded corners with the little spiral type staircase that would take you up. It's got the drawbridge. It's kind of, it's interesting. I don't know why we're there, but I can feel these guys are coming in, so let's get them. Asa mashikuto no mahiko asa shami honto tumonache kieta bahayuko no choshibe. It is time to bring in some more magic into your world, into your life, into your being. So many people are starting to really get that, that, what do you call it, cabin fever, wanting to get out, wanting to enjoy the weather, wanting to go to the parks and to the beaches and to the water and play. And so we want to just bring some magic into your world today. We want to bring you into a place where you can experience joy within your own dwelling. So maybe what we will do is we will just have you close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, we'll take you on a vacation. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go somewhere tropical? Maybe you can feel the sand on your feet and you can feel the water coming up and lapping over your toes, and then it retreats back out and you can hear the beautiful birds flying above you and you can smell the sea salt in the air and you can just feel that light breeze against your skin and you can hear the sounds of other people because you're not social distancing in your mind, and you can enjoy the fact that you are on this beach and on this tropical space with many others and just enjoying yourself on a beautiful day. And that's how we want to start it today. We want everybody to be in this place of peace and calm and joy and just being in this space of resetting that energy. And everybody has been resetting that energy. And right now you are going through, there's different phases of what is happening energetically right now. So some of you are going still through that. I feel very tired. I feel like I want to go take a nap. My body is still acclimating to all this energy. And then others of you are going through this inspirational thing, just like Jason did with building his crystal bed. And you're going through thoughts and ideas and creative projects and different things are coming in and your mind is expanding and you're getting excited about it. And others of you are going through these phases of transition, of shift, of change, of things being so different now than they were 2, 3, 4 months ago. And you're just really resetting your whole life. You are uprooting, you are moving, you are changing relationships, you are doing a lot of things. So there is so much going on right now in the world, and all of it is leading you to something good. And that is what our message is for you today, is whatever changes you are going through, whatever experiences you are having, they are here to move you into something better, into something that is more of an energetic match for your desires, for what it is you want to create, for what it is you want to be when you grow up, whatever you want to call it. And so we say to you, open your hearts and be expansive and look at everything right now that is happening in your life, to your life, around your life, anything that you are experiencing. And say to yourself, that is happening for me. That is happening so that I can evolve and so I can grow and so I can release. If you are feeling sadness, heaviness, depression, you're just unaware of what it is that's coming up or why that is happening. Well, first we want to tell you to ask your angels and your guides to remove anything that is not yours and then deal with the rest. Let it be there, be with it, honor it, because what you are doing is you are making room for that new frequency to come in. You are moving out the old luggage, you are moving out, cleaning out the closet, you are sweeping the floors and you are making room for the new energy. And so That is a very important thing to do right now, and trust the process that you are in at this moment, wherever you are, whatever stage you are in. You're right where you need to be to really welcome in some new energy, some high frequencies, some beautiful vibrations that are going to move you and your thoughts into something much, much more magical, more pleasing, more fascinating. And so, Jason, how are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing really well, thank you.
You talked about working on projects. Are you working on anything special?
We are working on the human project. We've got this big earth project going on. We're trying to raise the high vibrations of the earth into this beautiful space where everybody is experiencing a more blissful outcome to their reality. How does that sound? You want to help?
Perfect, perfect, perfect. How's it coming along?
We think it is looking pretty good. And we are liking we gauge things sometimes in their colors, and we are liking the colors that are coming through. We are seeing a lot of magentas and blues and greens, and that is some very good frequencies to be seeing. And so we are very proud of everybody that is putting in their work and doing their thing and stepping up to the plate and taking responsibility and being the way shower and keeping the high vibrations, moving somebody that is feeling low and picking them up and reminding them that it is all going to be okay. It is all going to work out, giving them the hug that they need or the encouragement that they need. And so we are very happy for where everything is going. It looks like it is right on track.
Very nice, very nice. You mentioned working on the Earth project. How does that work out? Like, what kind of work are you doing?
Well, as you know, we do work much like what we're doing right now. There are many of us here that are moving through the channels that are opening up, and so many people are opening up to their gift to channel. And so we are moving through the channels and giving as many messages as we can to as many people as we can to encourage them to hold their hope, to hold their desires, and to start creating. And many people are starting to notice that they'll think about something, and then the next thing they know, it is right there. It is already showing up for them, and it is rapidly manifesting for them. And we want to say that that is a lot of joy for us as well. We love to see everyone enjoy. We love to see everybody receiving something that they had wished for. We love to see it because it brings that frequency up. And when you are in joy and you are talking to somebody else, it is hard for them not to be in joy with you, right? And so just feeling the love, the joy, the shifting, the changing, it is a beautiful thing. And we're enjoying watching everyone step into a beautiful place of manifesting, creating, enjoying their life. And we had already talked a few times before about the pause and the reset and people letting their energy start to come down and really start to figure out what is their priorities in life, and see that they had been distracted and stretched so thin in their life with work and with children and with bills and everything else that they've got going on, that they forgot to enjoy the moments. And the slowing down has created an enjoying of the moment. And we hope that everybody has had the opportunity to do that. And for those of you who are experiencing a different version of this, and that is maybe you are still working, or maybe you are stressed out about finances or home life or not being able to get out of the house, we encourage you to find your joy, because the only one that can shift and change that for you is you. And so we want you to go in and find your joy, make a decision to go into joy. It is really, it is as simple as changing your thought. When you change your thought, you change the chemistry, you change the makeup of the thought, you change the body, the way the body feels. When you're thinking about something that isn't working versus thinking about something you enjoy doing or something that is creative and fun, you can see the difference in your body, and the energy and the vibration and the way it feels and everything about it changes. And so it is very important to keep your mind on the things that are creating the more joyful frequencies, the higher vibrational chemistry of the body. Because when you do that, then the universe likes to bring you more of that, more of that. But they can't do that unless you are holding that frequency and that vibration. Because we want to say to you, what if God himself could not speak any language, but only could feel the energy that you were putting out? So if you were saying, I want to be happy, but the feeling that you are expressing is actually sadness, then how is the universe, how is God supposed to respond to that when the frequency they feel is sad? And so we're not saying that you have to, we might get this a little bit confused for everyone, but be in the highest frequency you can be in and call out the energy. See as best you can the version of your life that you would want to, because as you can get into that energy, even if it's just a little bit, even if you are sad, but you can get there a little bit, you give them so much more to work with, and you get that open window of opportunity for the universe to bring you something. And then when that something shows up, then that opens you up for something bigger, and then something bigger can come in, and then that'll open you up again. And so maybe it happens in little pieces, but it is very important to work on the thoughts, work on your energy of what it is you're putting out into the world, so that you can be in this beautiful time where the veil is thin and the manifesting is great, and people are experiencing many things coming in with their own psychic abilities, with their own intuition, with their own channeling and light language. So many of you are speaking light language now, and it makes us so very happy. As you do not know, but when you all are saying this, it all comes through as this beautiful harmony, this beautiful music that is dancing through the energetic ethers of the universe. And as you all speak this language, it is shifting the energy beyond anything you could imagine, even on the earth. And that is one thing we could talk about a little bit today, is that the energy of the earth is just one element to the bigger picture as the frequencies raise beyond the earth and moves into the galaxy, the multiverse, and so on. The frequencies that are emitted from every planet are helping to change and shift and mold the whole universe, and where is it going from here. And we've talked briefly about that in older videos as well. But as we transition into these new energies, everyone could probably look at their timeline and say, life is completely different than it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And it's going to continue to be different. And we're telling you, you're in it. You have this right in front of you. Everything that is going on in the planet, you are experiencing that. It is your job as to how you are experiencing that. What are you doing with that information? If something is troubling you or causing you discomfort to see it or experience it, if you are watching the news and it is very heavy, turn off the TV. We ask you, if you turn that TV off, does it change anything about what's going on in your life, other than now you are not hearing that heavy, dense thing that is bringing you down? Stay in your reality, stay in your world. And it's not to say don't go out and change the world into what you want. If you feel that you need to go and protest something, if you feel you need to be an advocate in an area of what you do not like happening on your planet, by all means do that. That is probably part of the purpose of why you are here, why you came into this life, why you are expressing this need and desire to do that. Follow your heart. But we tell you that is also part of your reality. That is why you are being called there. And so allow for your reality to start to form without the distractions of outside voices. What do you want? What is happening in your world? What are you seeing happening around you? What are 10 things that you can find today that were absolutely magnificent and magical? And I bet you could find them if you looked for it. And so we're going to open that door for you right now. Jason, is there anything you want to ask or a direction you want to go with today's conversation?
Well, thank you for all that information. That was a ton of interesting information. But it's open for where you want to take the conversation. So you can either have a message for the YouTube collective, or if there's any other topics you want to talk about, or we can discuss why Tracie saw a castle.
That is what she's doing. Why did I see the castle? And she is in her head doing that. And we are showing her there's rainbows and castles. And what we are seeing with the castle is we're going to try and figure it out with you, because we also are not sure what the castle is. And so we are going to ask the collective, the Imperials, to see if they know what the castle is for. The feeling that we have with this is simpler times where people worked as a community, and that this is a direction, she is seeing it off to the right of her. And so it is not directly in front of her. It is just something to show her that there is a time of community and simpler times, and trading, and the marketplaces are about trades and working together, and everybody getting what they need, and all needs are met. And the way she is seeing this castle is almost as if it is in a fairy tale. It is not a castle of any time of war or anything like that, but it is very well lit. It is very well kept. It has got beautiful energy all around it. It's got a rainbow that goes over top of it, showing us that you've got the rainbow energy and the crystalline energy. We've got beautiful frequencies coming in, and it is almost as if it is part of the fairy realm, and very much part of this collective, a part of a collective community. And so we think that is why she is seeing the castle. It is a funny way to get us all to that point, but that is what is the information coming in, is the castle is a symbol of a time when people came together, when they commune and work together to be more of a community and a collective. Now, we want to, yes. And did you have questions around that before we scan the audience?
So the castle is not Tracie's home.
No. And we did not put her at the top of the tower and lock the door and let her throw her hair out the window or anything like that. But wow. She is looking at fairy tales when she thinks that is funny. That is not her castle. But it is, and there might be some other symbology. She is curious if one were to Google the meaning of a castle, if there is any sort of symbology around a castle. And some of the listeners may have something that comes to mind for them when they hear of the castle. So that would be interesting. If anybody has something that came to mind when they heard the castle being presented, please do share it.
Well, my first thought was that techno song, Castles in the Sky. So,
and what does that techno song mean? What are the words?
That's just the main lyrics. I think it's her having a dream, if I ain't mistaken, but I could be wrong. But it's a dream.
And we just got done talking about desires and dreams and manifesting, and so maybe that is a good connection. That is, we like that. Thank you, Jason.
And I think the rest of the song goes, why? Why do they build castles in the sky? So.
Why not?
I mean, there's rainbows up there. So
might as well have the castles. We'll bring in the unicorns and bring in the magical, mystical creatures, the wizards and the fairies. We'll bring it all in. Perfect. And the dragons, Tracie says, and the dragons. Bring the dragons.
That's right. That's right. Can't forget about them. I thought about them earlier. So, yeah.
You're already bringing in the dragon energy. So we want to look at the audience if we can.
Yep.
The name Adam keeps coming in. Adam. So if there is an Adam out there, we have a message for you. Let us see what it is. We're hearing words unspoken, messages coming in through the right side, and this could be for more. If this resonates with you, please do take it as your message as well. There are messages coming into the right ear. So if you're hearing ringing or buzzing or your ear feels plugged, it is because you are not stopping to listen and just be in your mind for a moment. So especially if your ear feels plugged, that is like you want to yawn and make it pop a little. That is your cue to just stop and say, what is it you want me to know? Show me something, give me a sign. And we want to say, Tracie asked for a sign today. She said, I need a sign for something that's going on in my life. And she walked out to go sit in the pyramid, and there sat a red robin right at the top of her pyramid. And it was just perched there, and she kept walking up to it, and it didn't fly away. So she stopped and she took a picture of it. And once she got that, and she goes, okay, I'm going to look you up. Then it flew away. And so she did. She looked it up, and it was about releasing attachments to old ways of being. And that is such a good message for everyone. In order to enter into a new paradigm, into a new frequency, a new reality, we have to let go of these old relationships. And what she was looking at in her own self was this relationship. The thing that she's looking at is, I don't want to let go of a relationship. I love this relationship. And the answer that came back is, you're not letting go of the relationship. You're letting go of the old version of that relationship so that a new one and a better one can come in. And then that made sense to her. And it is not to say a different person. It is the person that she is thinking of, that relationship will shift and change when she lets go of her attachment to feeling like she could lose the relationship if she takes certain actions. But in truth, that is not going to happen. What she is doing is letting go of the old way, the old pattern, the old loop that the friendship, the relationship is going through. And then that allows it to form a new one and a better one. So somebody out there needed to hear that. Now, Adam, with your ear, if you are feeling that plugged feeling, look for your signs, ask for signs. There's signs all around you. Just start looking around. If you see an animal, a bird, a certain picture of something, you keep hearing the same word, go with that. Look it up. Even flowers can be looked up. So if you are seeing roses, 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 and they're a certain color, you can go look up, what does the color of this rose mean? And you'll get a message. And it is a beautiful way. So everybody play with that. That is a beautiful way to communicate with the world. It is always, always, always trying to talk to you. So let's scan just a little bit more. We want to go to, we hear Rebecca. We're going to go with names today, we guess. Rebecca, you are hesitating on moving forward on something. And again, if this resonates with anyone else, the right side of the body, the leg, the foot, the knee, could be affected by this if it has been going on for a while. It'll show up physically in your body, and most likely in the lower portion of the body, the hips, the knees, the joints, the foot, the right side. If you're not moving forward, it's going to start showing up in your body. It is going to start showing up in ways that you don't want it to. So we say, whatever it is that you are feeling like you want to move forward with, it is time. Please don't hesitate any longer. You are hearing that right. It is you, and you do move forward with this, and you will be okay when you do that. So whatever that leap of faith is, and we do say, you know, follow your own gut. Follow your gut first. If it makes you happy, the thought of this makes you happy, move forward. If it makes you happy and a little bit scared, that might be good too. It means you're breaking through your box that you have put yourself in. You're expanding outside of your box. So within reason, make some strides forward. Yes, and let's start moving towards these dreams or these aspirations, these inspirations that you want to go to, and make the move forward. And that actually is more than just Rebecca that needs to hear that. There are a few listeners that need to hear that. And we're going to give a funny message. We do not know why, but it always seems somebody resonates with it. For the person that wears the stocking cap in the heat, the sun is out, but you are still wearing a hat. And one of those stocking, not, what do we want to say? It is not a ball cap, it is the knitted hat. And it looks very warm to us. We don't know, you are very tolerant of the heat maybe. But there is a message for you that your loved ones, you have loved ones around you that are getting you messages as well. They want you to know they are okay. And there's something very sweet that they want to give you. So ask them to to show you what that is through, again, through a sign, through words that maybe you open a book and you read it and just the right words flow out. There's so many ways to get your signs, but there are loved ones around you that want you to know they are okay, and they want you to know you are okay. And we're hearing things get better, things get better, things get better. And something exciting is coming and just around the corner. It's like we don't like to give time frames, because if the time frame passes and you didn't experience it, then that could be of a deficit. So we just want to say it is around the corner. There is something very positive waiting to happen for you. And so hang in there. Something good is coming, and it's going to shift, and it's going to change things for you, and it's going to change in a very good way. Now, again, we do want to say, everybody, find the thing that makes you happy, because there is a little bit of heavy energy today as we're looking at the audience. We want you all to find what is making you happy. We know there is a lot of changes going on. We know there is a lot of upheaval, and some of you, your world has been flipped upside down. And we are holding you, we're hugging you, we're sending you energy, we're sending you love. And we want you to know, even in all of this craziness and all of this chaos, you're going to be okay. You're going to get supported in one way or another. It may not look like you want it to, but you are going to be okay. Ask for help when you need help, and be help for another if you can do that. And find yourself in a position where, if you are feeling down and out about something, do go help someone else. Offer to do something for someone, and maybe help lift their energy. Check on those loved ones that you haven't contacted in a while, and check on people that are older and need somebody to go get things for them. And maybe there are some things out there that you can do where you are, we'll use that phrase, paying it forward. And as you pay it forward, you start to lighten the energy, and it gets easier and easier. And then beautiful, magical things will start to happen for you. And even if that beautiful, magical thing is that you wake up and you don't feel doom and gloom. Yes, you wake up and you think, you know what, I'm going to go do something really fun today. I'm going to go mow the neighbor's yard. Doesn't that sound fun? And Tracie says, oh, that would be my yard. I'm your neighbor right now. But you know what we mean. Go do something that is going to lift you up if you are feeling down and out, because we do feel a little bit of a heavy energy. And we know that this moon cycle that we are in has been really working with people and shifting the energy. And so we do want you to honor the feelings that are coming up, but also do things for yourself to lift that energy up and move yourself into a better space. Do you have questions, or do we want to go to something else?
No questions at the moment. So thank you for those that information for those individuals. So do you have any other topics you would like to talk about, or is there any other groups that have a message they would like to share?
Let's just look at the other groups. We do see that there are some here. We're looking to see who is here, as we are not meaning to pause for a very long time, but we want to bring in, we have the usuals, but we will name them off in case somebody is new watching. We have the Pleiadians, the Lyrans, we have the Sirians are here, we have our Mantis beings, we have the Octurians, we have the Andromedans, we have that is the Mantis being. So let us find out, what does Mantis have to say for us today? What we want to do is we want to have you all just move your minds into this place of seeing shapes, sizes. Sacred geometry is our thing. We like to move around with you and with these thoughts and ideas. So for those of you who are really good with your visuals, you'll see images, symbols moving into your mind. We want to work with your frequencies. So if that is okay with you, say, yes, please. In the highest and best good, come work with my frequencies. And yes, that even works through the video. And so as as we want to move through there. We are asking each of your gatekeepers that only if it is in the highest and best good to move this energy for you and to change the frequencies around a little bit. We want to play with your DNA a little. We want to play with your cellular structure a little. We want to play with your thoughts, your mind a little, because we want everybody to start moving out of the limitations of the mind, and we want you to start realizing that you are connected to everything. We want you to start realizing that you are connected to source itself, to information that goes into infinity. What do you want to know? Just start asking. Ask for the truth to be shown to you. Let these things expand in your mind. Let your mind just be playful and joyful, and do not second guess what comes in, because anything that you can think about is in fact a reality somewhere. And so do not limit yourself. We do encourage you to keep those vibrations and thoughts into something that is very pleasant and high vibrational, and keep it into something that is joyful for you, something that is fun. And as we do this, we're going to just say a prayer over you if you are willing and ready, and it is in your highest and best good, and your gatekeeper is saying yes to you. We're going to ask that you get downloaded and activated in a frequency that is going to help you bring in more joy into your world. We want you to focus on the heart chakra. We want you to focus on your third eye. We want you to focus on your ears. It is all going to be working together, and your councils are going to be working with you to bring in this new energy. We are clearing the energy around the heart chakra. So many people, they want to hold on to things. They want to hold on to it, and oh, that hurt. Let me hang on to that. Why do we do that? We do not know. It is part of the human experience, yes? And so we want to make it lighter and brighter. We want you to imagine that you are unplugging that energy. I do no longer need to hold the pain. I no longer need to hold the pain. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. We want you to imagine a most beautiful color, whatever color comes to mind, because that is the most perfect color for you. That is the frequency that holds the magic, holds your magic. Bring it in, let it melt over top of you, let it fill in your auric field. All the little bits of your aura are now being healed and sealed. If there were any leaks, any weaknesses within the aura are now being healed and sealed. That energy around your heart is being wrapped up like a beautiful blanket around your heart right now. And all those parts of you that were feeling wounded and sad and hurt and broken are now being filled in with this beautiful color. And all those spots are being sealed and healed. And then we just move through the energy of the entire being, the ears, the mind, the heart. We're going to go into your solar plexus and bring in empowerment and love, self-love, bringing in self-love. And how much do you enjoy your life? And say, oh, I love my life and the universe loves to spoil me. I love my life and the universe loves to spoil me. And just keep saying things like that, and just keep claiming it for yourself. Move that energy in. We'd like to see your mind just grab hold of that. Let it grab hold. Let it move that energy into your body. That energy of the universe spoils me. And I am experiencing joy that I've never experienced before. And things are lining up for me. And I'm lining up for things. And even when I move through my lessons in life, it moves through so much quicker, so much easier now. And I feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And as you're feeling lighter and lighter, your shoulders are already feeling like they're floating, no longer burdened with all the troubles that you've been carrying. And your heart feels lighter and lighter and joyful and just filled to the brim with all kinds of things to be excited about. Simple things and big things, it does not matter. Maybe you see a ladybug and that is the best thing that's ever happened to you all day. And you just sit and revel in that moment of that ladybug. And you know why? Because that ladybug means good luck is coming. Something good is coming into your life, and that is why that ladybug is showing itself to you. And maybe you see a rainbow, or maybe you see a cloud shaped like a monkey or something. Whatever it is, just enjoy it. Enjoy the little things, and then the little things become bigger things. And we just want you to be in that energy. And so we are very excited that you let us come in today. We are very excited that you let us move through your energy. And please know that we are very pleased to work with those vibrations, those frequencies. And if you need help moving through the pains and the ailments of life, through the hurts, call on us and we will do our best to help you restructure that story, help you to move the old energy out, help you to let go of the old belief systems and the old learned behaviors around it, and let your body heal. Let that heal. And with that, we will bring you back into talking to Daniel. And we thank you so much for letting us be here. Jason, do you have any questions for us? That is what Tracie says. Don't leave before Jason talks to you.
No, I was going to wait till later on, but I guess I can ask it now. It dealt with when your hands were moving, or claws. I don't know how you want to put it. It looked like you was doing certain symbols. Were those like energy symbols by any chance?
They are. We are drawing out the different frequency symbols, the sacred geometry. And it can not be very accurate with these human claws, as you might just call them. But we, in the mind's eye, we are seeing the symbols in the hand. Tracie likes to move her hands, she says, but we all like to move her hands. You notice we move them a lot. And so as we're seeing the symbols, they are moving through it, also through the hands, because she moves a lot of energy through her hands. Some people are energy healers that move energy through the hands, and she is one of those. And so when the symbols start coming through, of course we use that beautiful ability to move that energy through the hands. So we are drawing them with the hands, yes, and that is the intention with that, is to move through the frequency that is your aura, that is your physical body, that is your mental emotional body. Each of them have codes, each of them have little generic symbols and little squiggles and different things that make up the code that is your physical body, that is your auric body, and so on. And there are certain old codes that are being removed and new ones that are being brought in, and that is what you are seeing us do. And that is why the light language does not always have a translation. As we've spoken before, the light language is a frequency that we are intending to move into the vibration of you. And when it moves into that vibration, when you hear the voice and you hear the sounds, it goes in and it just moves those codes and brings in the new codes, the new program for you.
Interesting. Thank you very much for that information.
You're welcome.
All right. Is there any other messages from any other collectives?
Let us check. We do feel like Archangel Michael is here. That would be your friend, wouldn't it, Jason?
That's my boy.
That's your boy. Let us see if he wants to come in.
Did he bring the sword?
He always has his sword. He is such a majestic, wonderful looking angel, isn't he? Hello, and thank you for having me. What I want to say to all of you in this beautiful moment is that many of you work with me, many of you. Many of you are working with the energy of the archangels in general. And we want you to know that we are here with you. We are here standing with you as best we can in this time of change and shift and the world making itself anew. And we want to remind you again, everyone that is here listening to this video, everyone that is listening to this transmission, you came here for this, and this is your moment. And we are so thankful and grateful for you. And we're thankful for this opportunity to bring this message through, and for our turn in line, as one might say, as we come through to speak to you through Tracie. And we want you to know that each and every one of you is surrounded with so much love and support. And you all have come from different forums, different colonies, different galactic councils, different galactic groups, federations. You are all here because you came to answer the call. You came to help the shift. And this is not your first time. Most likely, this is not your first time. And we are here to support you. And we are here to help guide you and to move you through and to remove the obstacles out of your way and to cut those cords, as one might say. So when you find the things that are holding you back like an anchor, we will come in and swiftly move on your behalf when you call us. There are many of you who work with many of you who work with Archangel Raphael, and many of you who work with Shamiel and Ezekiel, and many of you who work with Metatron and Sandalphon, and so many more. We are seeing as we look out that there is just a sea of beautiful angelic energy coming into work. And right now, we know that you spend a lot of time in these sessions talking to the Arcturians, talking to the Palladians, talking to the other galactic groups. And we say to you, please remember to call us in. Call us in. We are here. We have signed up for this with you. We are here to surround you, to help you, to guide you, to move you through the difficult times. That is what we came here to do. And so we want you right now to feel our presence around you. Feel us come in towards you. Call on us, because we have to honor that. We have to wait for that. Call us in. Ask us to move the obstacles. Ask us to help in whatever form we can. Call us in the highest and best good to move and to help and to assist and to heal and to find the right words and to be the right example, be the reflection that you came here to be to the rest of the world so that they can find their way. That is what we are all here for. And that is my message today. That it is time for you to remember we are all part of the same collective. We are all here working together. Call us in. Call in your angels. Call in the archangels. Let's be powerful together. Let's stand up together. Let's change all of this together. These are important times. These are times where people are feeling a little bit more vulnerable. And this is where it is a great time to come in with love and compassion and show them that they can move through this with faith, with trust, with belief. You guys are the ones who are going to speak the words, so call that in. Finding the right words to say so that people will feel comforted, will feel strong, and will step up into their own awakening, move into their own evolution. This is a time for everybody to shine, not just one or two. This is a time for everybody to shine. And so we thank you for this opportunity to bring that message to you. And we are so grateful for each and every one of you for being here, for showing up, and for knowing that you are the power that is changing the world. And with that, we will ask Jason, do you have any questions?
Not specifically, but it would be pretty cool to get your thoughts of 2020. If you had any thoughts or messages for 2020.
Well, we do want to say that it takes us a little while to understand humankind from the realm that we are in, because our realm does not have to deal with what you deal with as duality. And it is people like you, Jason, and it is people like Tracie, and it is people like these listeners that help us in the angelic realm to understand the difficulties that you move through when you face the duality. It is sometimes difficult for us to understand why when an answer looks so obvious to us, it looks like, well, why didn't you? This is it. This is your answer. And then you go over here and you go this way instead. And we don't understand the fear. And then we are reminded that you do not get to see it the same way we do. And so When we look
Interesting.
at 2020 and we look at the chaos, we do not see it the same way you do. We do not see it as chaos so much as it is a necessary process to move you from what you no longer desire to what you desire. It is a means to an end. It is a way to get you to your goal. And so we do not see the collapse of something as a bad thing. We see it as a necessary thing to move you out of it so that you can move to something else. And so we always have a different perspective. And that is another thing that if you are struggling with the whys and the what fors of the world, please sit with us and ask us, how would it look if I looked at it through your eyes, Archangel Michael? How would it look if I looked through your eyes, Raphael?
Mhm.
And let us show you a different perspective of what is happening. The humankind, with the not remembering, not being able, having that amnesia of whatever happened to you before you even came into these lives, it puts you in a place of fear of death, a fear of what's coming in the future, a fear of where is all this going. And what we say to you is that there is never, you might move out of the body, but then you move on to something even better, something different, something more expansive. You see it as death. We see it as graduation. We see it as you getting your diploma. Yes, and so we do see things differently than the humans do, and so we do hope to say that 2020 is leading you to a happy ending. It is leading you to the desire. It is leading you to that new earth that you speak of. It is leading you to communities and collective consciousness, and leading you into more expansive psychic abilities that are going to lead you into even more advanced psychic abilities. It is leading you into a better technology. It is leading you into better energy. It is doing all of that, but you got to go through this phase of it. It is part of the process, or part of the awareness, creating awareness. Some are not aware that there are corrupt things happening, and so those things need to be exposed. And that is coming out in ways that people may not expect, but it is coming out and it is working. And so we invite you all, again, call on us if you need help understanding a situation, getting a bigger picture, and being able to move through the hardships, the pains and the sorrows of it, so that you can grow and see it differently. And when you get to the other side of that, as you have with many other things in your life, as you move to the other side of that and you look back, you will see how that growth was vital to get you where you needed to be. Many of you right now, if you were to look at your life, and some of you have had really horrific stories in your life, if you were to look at your life and look at the beautiful, amazing being that you are today, all of the work that it took to get you to a place where you would listen to a video like this, yes, that your mind would expand in the way that it has, that you are open to something bigger and better and more magical in this world. But in order to get to this place, you had to go through all those things, didn't you? And if you were to take away any of those things, it could alter your path to get here. And would you do that? Would it be worth it? And so just think about that. Everything you are going through now is getting you into a place of even more expansion, if you can even imagine that, because where you are right now is pretty expansive. And you're ahead of the game as to most people wouldn't even be listening to it, someone who is channeling. So as you are listening to this and you are letting your own mind evolve and you are advancing yourself in the same way, just think about where you'll be on December 31st, 2020. We think you're going to like the outcome. And so hopefully that answered that question for you, Jason.
Yes, yes, it did. Pretty good. And hopefully the next video you can come back in again. And you did mention corruption, so maybe we can touch base on that a little bit on the next go round.
On the next go around.
Because
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a full video right there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Of course, there are those who are corrupt. I don't think anybody is blind to that. So yes, we could talk on that with you again.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we're almost out of time. So if there's anything else you would like to share.
We will step back and we'll let Daniel back in for you. Thank you so much for everyone for letting us.
Thank you very much.
And again, bring us in close to you. We are here to help. Well, we are here to help too. And so we cannot tell you enough how much you are loved on this planet and how much everyone that can help is here and willing to help. So we love that the archangels came in and stepped forward, and the power, if Tracie is like, the chills that were running through her body were quite intense with Archangel Michael coming in and bringing in that energy. And she's, in her mind, she's showing us that she was just seeing Archangel Michael was standing with each and every one of you. And then so were other angels, and pretty soon it got so expansive that she couldn't even see enough of what was going on. There were so many helpers, so many angels, so many guides, so many counsels, that it was beyond her vision, she says. So we share that with you, as this has been such a delightful time to share and bring in these energies and remind everybody this is, keep the goal in mind, right? We are in the middle of this adventure together, and we will make it through, and we will get to the other side, and we will celebrate. And so we thank you again for having us. Is there anything before we let you have Tracie back?
No, that is it.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Thank you
Jason.
very much. Thank you for everything.
Yes, thank you to the collective who is watching. We so appreciate you. And we know that some of you have been calling on us. We do hear you, whoever needed to hear that. We are there with you. We are hearing you. And you are connected to us. That is why you listen to the videos. So we say that a lot in this video, I think, and then you are here for a reason. You are drawn to this for a reason, so trust it. And thank you everyone so much, and we will see you next time. Okay, so
welcome back.
Thank you. I'm kind of buzzing a little bit from Archangel Michael. That was like the goosebumps, the whole thing.
High energy being.
Yeah, he came through kind of more like, I kept seeing him with the blue energy, and I don't know if that's just because I associate Michael with blue, but it was kind of more like it was this energy vibration versus like this image of, you know, a man with wings and a sword. It was more like this this energy field that came in. It was interesting. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
I know you mentioned him before, but I think that's the first time he's came through, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too. That was cool, because I wasn't sure who was going to step up, and then pretty soon it's like, okay, this will be interesting.
It's always, I'll do it.
I gotcha. Come on, Michael.
I think she's ready for it.
Yeah, but it really, I love the way that it's always shown to me. Like, I kind of felt like I was standing in an auditorium or something, and I could see like thousands of people. And then each of those people, as Michael starts talking, he's showing up behind each of those people as he's talking. And then as he's expanding into the other angels, each of them is behind everybody. And then everybody's personal angels, their guardian angels, are now there. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. But what's funny is it kind of starts out like something like you would see in a movie or something, where you're just seeing the outlines of people and it's kind of shadowy and you can't really see faces. But then it gets so bright with all the angels in there that I still couldn't see faces because it was so bright, but I could see the angels and I could see the image of the people standing there with them. So we really do have a lot of access to energy, to these helpers. And you know, and it's like, oh, you know, I kind of got slacky in calling my angels every day. And lately they've been showing me a lot of the 444 and seeing fours and everything. And I have been going, oh, hello, angels. And so, So it's interesting because, you know, as we do get into these channels, we're looking for the galactic and federation stuff and what's going on with the ETs and different planets, different realms, different realities, and not as much with the angels so much right now. So that was really cool to have them come in and be so powerfully there. The energy of it was really cool. So
Interesting.
yeah, still not super clear on the castle, but I liked your thing with the castle. So
yeah, I was having fun with that one. So like, is that Tracie's castle? You lived there at one time?
did I have a castle? So, you know, I was taken on a journey. Valerie took me on a journey into a castle, and my castle was different. So that one wasn't my castle. But you said that, it made me think of that journey that she took me on into a castle. And I mean, it was pretty detailed. I could see curtains on hanging from the windows inside, and I could see tables, and you know, that they're made a little bit out of rough wood because, you know, the mills wouldn't be the same, and you know, the just details that you wouldn't even think about. And so yeah, I know what my castle looks like. It's different than that one.
That castle is from a session that you had with Valerie.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, she brought me through a little regression that it was pretty cool. Went all kinds of places in that. So that would be Valerie Camozzi, if you guys are wondering who we mean. And yeah.
So what did you do in this castle? Were you royalty, or were you one of the workers?
No, I was a soldier, and I was male, and I was probably late teens, early 20s, and I came in from the forest, and I was wearing armor, and I had a red cape, and the helmet that I had on also had like some red, I think it had a red, like I had put a red cloth on and then put the helmet on, so it was coming out the back. And we were very clean. It was a peaceful time, so it's not like we were out for days on end and coming back all stinky little rats. We were very clean, just on a little march. And we were coming back into the castle, and we came into the courtyard, and there was all kinds of things happening in the courtyard of the castle. And then there was this gorgeous entryway to the castle, but the soldiers went off to the sides on both sides, and there was an entryway to the sides, and we would go in there. And when I went into the side, I was on the right-hand side. I went in, and there was the soldiers' chambers, and I went into the room that was my room, and there was 2 beds in there, so we'd share a room, and they were very small rooms, just enough room for these beds, a little bit of an alleyway, and a place to hang our armor and our gear. And then there was a mess hall, or a place for us to eat that was on the other side of those, I'm just going to call them dorms, or
Oh.
So yeah, so I go into this castle, and then she takes me up to the next level of the castle. I go up the staircase, and then there's another hallway, and there's more rooms, there's more chambers or dorms, and that's where the women of the house, the maids or chambermaids of the house, they were there. And apparently I had a love of my life that was living in one of those, so I went to her door. I just knew exactly where that was. And
Wow.
and she did, yeah. And so I went into that and found her, and then we went through another portal. The closet turned into a portal, so I grabbed her by the hand. We went into that, and we ended up in a fairy realm and had a whole fairy realm experience. So
Interesting.
yeah.
So was this a QHHT session, or was it something?
No, this was a quantum soul expression session that she does. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I was like, oh my gosh, where else can we go? So we went to the fairy realm and did a bunch of stuff there and looked around. And the funny part was, though, she said, where do you live? And as the fairy, I couldn't figure out where I lived. I didn't understand where I lived. But then it was interesting because I think it was the next day I did an ascension session with somebody. They went into a fairy reality, And they were like, oh, this is interesting. We go through this portal in the tree and we live underground. And I was like, maybe that's where I lived. And that's why I couldn't figure out where I lived. So it was almost like I was getting the answer to my question because I was so perplexed about why can't I see where I live? But anyway, so I thought that was interesting that, you know, like a day or two later, here's somebody that goes into a realm that was very familiar to what I was seeing in that session and takes me there. So yeah, very fun.
Nice, nice. Was there anything else with Archangel Michael?
I could feel their joy for where this was going. Where, and then by where this is going, where the, you know, all of the stuff we're going through in the planet right now, globally, and even more in our own personal governments and everything, there is a joy there of the outcome. So I'm glad you asked that question because we didn't say that before. So that's good news. It's like when he was explaining to you 2020 and how it looks to them. I do see like a whole domino effect of things falling down and collapsing, or old systems that aren't working. But we're all doing that in our private lives too. You know, it's like if something's not working anymore, it's not allowed to stay. And it's getting taken out. And, you know, old behaviors, old relationships, whatever it is, if it's not working, jobs, whatever, then it seems to be getting removed. You know, it's like there's a separation or an upheaval in how things are happening so that it has to change. And that's what we're doing on a global scale too. So yeah, so good news. He's happy about what the future brings. So we'll just jump on that bandwagon and be happy with him.
Yeah, I told him to come on back.
Yeah.
Do another one. You mentioned.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see what comes up with another visit with Michael. So perfect.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Especially since you did so well this go around, you know.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
The mantis beings. Anything with that one? That was pretty.
That was kind of funny. Yeah, because I felt the scanning, seeing the different groups, and the mantis beings are here, and pretty soon, I was like, and now they're here. And did my hands do the claw thing? Because you were saying something about the claw.
No, I don't think it was too bad, but it looked normal.
Yeah, it didn't feel as clawy to me as, you know, usually I'm holding my hands in that kind of a claw-like position, but there was a lot of
moving your fingers and
yeah, they were doing a lot of things, and I could see the shapes. It was kind of squiggles, and then they do a lot of the spiral. They were doing a lot of spiral stuff. Yeah. And triangle-y shapes, and you know, so yeah, they're drawing them out because if they were showing, when they were talking to you, they were showing the energy coming out of the hand, and so anyone watching that is receiving that energy as well that way. So yeah, were you getting hit with it? Were you like, ow, what?
Energy shield.
Yeah. Too much.
No, it was all good. It was all good.
Yeah. So how is that for you? When all those different beings come in, do you feel the shift in the energy for yourself, or?
No, I don't sense like a difference in presence.
Yeah.
You know, I just hear it in your voice, that kind of thing. But
yeah. And I was told that's why they do that. That my voice doesn't have to change. It's so that the ones listening know it's someone different.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well,
it's me out.
And I know it's someone different too. So, yeah. So that was interesting to hear him say that. That I think somebody might have asked me in a session or something, does your voice have to change? And they said, no, we do that so you know when the different energies come in.
All right.
So yeah, that kind of made sense. So yeah.
Yeah, plus it's part of their personality too, you know, their energy, personality.
Well, that's one thing about the mantis, when he kept talking about expanding the mind. When he's doing this, I could just feel the energy of that, like my mind would go way out there and then come back and go way out, and I'm just like, whoa. It was kind of trippy. I imagine that's what being on drugs feels like. It's like, meow.
Depends
So
on what kind of drugs you're on, but yeah.
maybe, yeah. So it was, yeah, I could feel that expansion as they were doing that. Just expand your minds. And it's like, whoa. So
Nice.
yeah. They want to bring in the next level. That's kind of where I'm at um with my communication with them, is they want to bring in the next level. And so, you know, right now the level is, let's get people channeling and bringing in their light language. And as the more people are doing that, then they can bring in the next level. And from what I understand, we couldn't even imagine what that is because our minds haven't expanded to that place yet. But
What you think it could be?
I don't know. I've been trying to get them to show me what the next level is. What is it? What is it? So
Gotcha.
you'll know when I know, because it'll probably come out here. So
You think it deals with being more telepathic or anything like that?
it's quite possible, since we both wore black today. Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
I don't know. How many times have we done this? They talk about seafoam green. You had the seafoam green shirt on. We both wore white.
Yeah.
Now we're wearing black. I think they're showing us how connected we are, and they're showing the audience how connected we all are. I mean, how many people are wearing black while they're watching this?
Yeah. And this wasn't arranged. There was no text. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm wearing black
Black
shirt.
on.
Don't forget black shirt night.
I actually went up to change this shirt, and I thought, no, you know what? This is fine. It looks nice. It's good. And I went back down, and I kept it on. I was going to change out of the shirt, and I kind of got detoured from that, and it's on.
Yeah.
So there was a reason.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna bum this one a little bit. You know, I'm gonna relax a little
Down,
bit.
be cash. This is the
We're going on that crystal
look.
meditation thing. So yeah, I'm gonna take a back seat because I was working on that. So
yeah. That thing's gonna be so cool. I can't wait until you get your crystals in that thing and
see what happens. Have some fun with it. So
get out there on a sunny day and go get a weird crystal tan that goes right down the center of your body.
What does a crystal tan look like?
That would be fun to find out. Get yourself out there in that sunshine.
What's all these shapes and designs?
Why does this tan look like a rainbow reflection? What's that? Oh, that's something that's been showing up. So there was a session where they said, watch for the rainbows, right?
Yes.
There has been some really cool pictures that people are sending me. Linda from Australia, we got an Australia theme here, sent me a picture of a cloud, and you can see the rainbows coming down, kind of like a...
Yeah, that was on your Facebook page, correct?
Yes. And then another friend, Elizabeth, sent me a picture. There's a Facebook group called From My Window or something like that, View from My Window.
Yeah.
It got started because everybody's in quarantine, so they're just taking pictures to travel around the world through the windows, right? And it's in Kona, and it's a cloud out over the water, and it's just this perfect funnel of a rainbow. It looks like a tube.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
And then as I was playing with the contrast on that, you can see a face in that cloud, a really strong face. And it looks like it almost looks like the rainbow is just coming right out of its mouth.
Oh, no way. Cool. I didn't see that. That's pretty neat.
Might have to get you the contrast one. Maybe you can play and put them up here. But yeah, so very fun. So watch the rainbows, people.
Interesting.
Or shall we call them ships?
The Rainbow Bridge.
Rainbow Bridge. Yeah. Or what's the Skittle saying? I was trying to think of the Skittle candy saying, taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's a lot of cool energy coming in. So if people are in the right space for it, can really be a positive experience. So yeah, so get yourself in that elevated energy so that you can ride that wave. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And I thought it was always cool when we had that in Arkansas, that QHHT class, they had that double rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's outside going, woo. Mm-hmm.
Two
Yeah.
rainbows.
Cool.
That was pretty neat. So
yeah. Buddy came to say hi to everybody.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, now, hey, you were looking. Yeah. He's got itch.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. He's got to be a part of the show, you know. Yep.
Cool.
All right. That's all I got for you.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, you guys, August 7th, 8th, 9th for ECETI. And more to come on your crystal bed. And was there other announcements? Get signed up on the, where's the emailer? What's the website? Oh, we got a dogfight going on.
Quantum Research Enlightenment, and look on the right side. Or you can go to the Contact Us page and or About Me page, and it's on the right side, and it says newsletter. You put your email address in there.
Yay! All right.
In case you missed the YouTube announcement, you should get that.
and you're going to put the link to the show from October in here too, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The video. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
In the description.
We're all going to go rewatch that. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. See what was said in there. Yeah. Perfect. All right, Jason. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for having me again, and thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.